Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Micael y bienvenidos al primer especial en popartalaire. El día de hoy voy a entrevistar a Will Becher, director de animación de la película El Cavernícola, que se estrena este 22 de febrero, y además un invitado especial del Festival CINI, que se realizará en los auditorios del Británico. Acompáñenme. So, I'm here with Will Becher. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So we're going to talk first about your career, and I know you come a long way from the beginning of your work at Aardman back in 2005. No? And you're gone from being an animator to a lead character animator to an animation director. So how was this process for you, and what does it take to come to a place like this, you know?
Well, I never imagined when I started animating at home in my bedroom on a tabletop that I'd be in Peru now talking to you. But I did grow up watching the films of Nick Park, and he was a big inspiration, as was Aardman Company. And really, they were very helpful when I was first starting. They gave me lots of advice, and they invited me to do work experience. So it's evolved over several years. But I love making films, and I think Nick Park saw that I had ideas for characters, and he's worked with me, and I've worked with him for a few projects.
And I also know that you've worked also in the studio called Laika with ParaNorman.
Yes, that's true.
And which is the biggest difference between Laika and Aardman?
Well, in some ways they're similar, because the ethos with both companies, I think, is to tell really engaging stories, and they use stop motion as their medium, but they're very passionate storytellers. For me as an animator, when I worked on ParaNorman, it was a big change, because stylistically it's a very different way of working. So it's like at Aardman, the style that I'm used to is quite a bold style, and we animate on every other frame. So we do sort of what we call doubles. We do a movement and we take two photographs and do another movement. With Laika, everything is animated on every single frame, so it's almost like learning a different language, and I felt that the biggest challenge.
Now let's talk about Early Man, which is premiering this Thursday here in Lima.
Yeah.
And how did Nick Park and you came with the idea of the characters? And I know this whole Stone Age versus Bronze Age idea.
Yes, it started many years ago. Nick works all his ideas from sketches, so he started drawing pictures of cavemen. About 7 years ago he first started thinking about it, and from those initial sketches he felt that it would be a perfect medium, a stop motion. He could really go to town with the sculpt and the clay and the fur and the fabric. That felt to him like a really good fit for stop motion. And then I got involved about 3 years ago, working with him in terms of helping create the sort of physical puppets and work out the performance for them. But it was all Nick and the writer Mark. They spent about 5 years working on the story together.
And you have an amazing cast also doing the voices, like Tom Hiddleston, Eddie Redmayne and Maisie Williams. How was working with them?
They were just fantastic, and genuinely very humble to be around. They were very down to earth, but brilliant performances. And it was my first experience working with the actors in the voice records, which we do before the filming starts. We do it in pre-production. And it was just wonderful to see them take the brief from Nick and then take on these characterizations of these early cavemen. Eddie Redmayne does a particular thing with his mouth when he talks as Doug, and it's slightly sideways like this. Oh, yeah, okay. And because of that, we developed the mouth set, so it's all slightly asymmetrical and characterful.
This is a question I wanted to ask you, because Aardman is very famous for making movies from clay, no? And why did you choose this specific kind of animation?
Well, Aardman has, over the years, they've done some CGI animation, and they have a department who make commercials in lots of different mediums. But for me, I just love the nature of making a world with your hands.
Yes.
There's something very visceral on screen. I think it comes across the fact that all the performance in these characters comes from the animator's fingers manipulating the clay, and to me that's what gives this style a very unique appeal.
Why do you think it's important for children to have this international festival here in Lima?
Well, I think it's always good to get to the cinema and see films, because it's a very different experience watching things with other people. And I also think it's a great opportunity through animation to learn lots of different things about different cultures and different worlds. When I was growing up, I loved seeing the films at short film festivals, and I think it's a really special environment in order to learn.
That's it, Will. Thank you for sharing your experience, and I hope you enjoyed your stay here.
And thank you for having me. Hi there to everyone who watches pop art. Please come and see Early Man, Il Cavernícola at cinemas.
Espero que les haya gustado este especial. No se olviden de suscribirse al canal, activar la campana de las notificaciones y seguirnos en todas las redes sociales de Pop Art. Nos vemos muy pronto. ¡Chao!